Hello everybody and good evening. For you all, it is Tuesday, July 21st, 2026. For me, I am in the past a couple of days. If you are normally watching me live, the lighting might be different because it is after 9 p.m. that I'm recording this, so there's no natural light coming in from my window here. The sun is setting. If you are new here, my name is Anne Marie. I am the AM from Handmade by AM Bevel, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I do usually live videos Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Central, but today we do have a pre-recorded video, but it's premiering Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Central. So I am glad that you are here. If this is your first time here, I hope that you maybe decide to stick around for weekly videos, and there is a subscribe button and you can like the video. I would appreciate that. Links to my social, including Facebook and Instagram, would be in the description box below, as well as Shop With Me link. I'm whacking at cats. If you're new here, I do have cats, black cats, who sometimes like to participate, and this is kind of odd for them, for me to be talking to myself in the dark. So I don't know if you can hear Gus meowing or not, but he says hello and he hopes that you all are doing great in the future. So a couple announcements before I get started with tonight's project is I am running a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine special because of the new foil system that has been released. I think 2 weeks ago I did a video showcasing the new foil system. You can go back into my channel and look at old videos. You might have to click the live tab and then you can see that there, because I did do that video live. So you do need to have the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine to be able to use the new foil system. So I'm running a special. If you purchase the Stamp Cut and Emboss machine from me at the full regular price, I will gift you an additional $20 in Stampin' Up! Rewards for you to use on your next purchase. So if you do have Stampin' Rewards, I would say save your Stampin' Rewards for when you purchase the foil machine or something else, but take advantage of the special that I'm running. So I believe the machine, I want to say it's $140. It's $130. I think it's $140. So you would receive $10 in rewards for your purchase, because 10% in rewards for your purchase, and then another $20 from me. So $34 in Stampin' Up! Rewards from me. I should have wrote the price. I feel like it's $140. It's $130 or $140. I think it's $140. I feel like I should have that saved in my head. And while you're purchasing that, and I am doing the special for 5 times so far, nobody's taken advantage yet. I did have one customer redeem Stampin' Rewards to pay $0 for a new Stamp Cut Emboss machine. So, well, wise spending there. We do have the July product of the month, which is the Begonia Bell stamp set, which you can add to your $75 order for $5. So if you're purchasing the machine, I would really encourage you to add this on. It is while supplies last. While I'm filming right now, Sunday evening. Again, it's Tuesday for you all. The stamp set is still available. And last week's video, I featured this stamp set. So if you're on the fence about it, I would encourage you to check out last Tuesday's video, where I showed several the color combinations for this are endless. But I really have enjoyed working with this particular stamp set. Also, a quick shout out, if you have been thinking about Paper Pumpkin subscription, which is our monthly kit that shows up at your house every month, and you've never been a subscriber before, this month you can get a 25% off your first month. So for the August kit, if you are a new subscriber, 25% off. You do need to sign up by August 10th. And if you need more information about that, reach out to me. There is also a new join experience. So if you've been thinking about, I was hoping I was going to have something to show for this video. I guess it's going to show up tomorrow or Tuesday. So the next week I can show it to you. But if you've been thinking about becoming a demonstrator, I would love to have you on my team. So if you've been thinking about it and you have questions, you can reach out to me. The best way is probably through Facebook Messenger. You can also email me at handmade by AM Bevel, all squished together, at yahoo.com. And I would be happy if we need to call and chat. We can do that as well. So tonight is a card I've kind of teased a couple of times because before the stamp and the stamp and foil system came out, I had planned to show you how to make this card. And then I pivoted, and I think I showed it last week and said, oh, I think I have to do a pre-recorded video, and I'll probably do the balloon. So this was like a really fun project, and it's going to be a great refresh for a lot of people, I think, or maybe oh my gosh, I didn't think about that before. So this project actually came to all demonstrators from Stampin' Up. So maybe once a month. I don't know. Stampin' Up sends like some 2 card ideas with full instructions, and this one they had sent a few weeks ago. And I love the Balloon Festoon bundle, which has these great balloon dies. I've done several projects on the channel here with them. This one is gigantic, as you can see, great for scrapbook pages or doing party banners. And then here's the stamp set. Definitely one that you could just purchase the dies on their own if you weren't really into the stamp set, but I do love this happy birthday here. So this is what I'm using to do this card. I did colors a little different because people are always asking too for guy cards. So that was my thought with this color combo. So I'm going to explain to you kind of what I did, why there's this weird little white gap here. I don't know, maybe you didn't even notice it, but you know when you make a card, you notice all of the little mistakes, but that's how you know it's handmade. Cat hair is no extra charge. Oh, I do have little things inside. We can add that to ours. I was like, it looks like there's something stamped inside. Little confetti inside. That's fun. Okay, I made this a while ago. So to make this card, you don't have to have the Balloon Festoon dies, but you should get these. They're great, and I think a balloon is a great way to make a guy card. Shapes and colors and texture are really great. So I'm going to be using the 3rd largest balloon for this. I'm going to go ahead and set that off because I'll do a little die cutting below. And for the stamps, I'm going to use the little what do we call it, like a streamer, and then the happy birthday stamp. So I have these off to the side. And what I have here is 2-tone cardstock, and I have a different color palette. And I have cut these. So if you're not familiar, let's back up. So the 2-tone cardstock is 12 by 12 paper that is printed on. It's printed on, so it has a white core, so you can crinkle it and sand it. If you run it through the embossing folder, you can sand it down, and it gives some great texture. But one side is dark, so this is Cajun Craze, and the other side is just a bit lighter. And these are 1/2-inch pieces that I'm holding right now. So there you can see the dark and the light. And I'll just grab a piece of our regular cardstock real quick. I should have had that ready. And so this is our regular cardstock. So it kind of gives you the idea. It's in definitely the family. So our regular 8.5 by 11 cardstock is dyed all the way through and then milled. So it is thicker, great for card bases, die cutting. So is this. You kind of definitely, you want card bases. And then this you can do a lot of fun techniques with. Also, since it's 12 by 12, the 2-tone, great for scrapbook projects. And so this is more expensive, our 8.5 by 11, because it's more expensive to manufacture. Okay. So you can get our 12 by 12 in all of the Stampin' Up! Colors, our 2-tone cardstock. And then there's White Willow, which is kind of a very smooth 12 by 12 white, which is really great for scrapbooking and even card making projects. And with our foil system, our 2-tone is the recommended. It works just great on our 8.5 by 11, but because there's some texture to that milled, so think paper fibers are all coming together, and the die is going all of the way through the core, and then it gets rolled up and milled. so it does have a texture. So if you are familiar, it's not like a heavy texture, but some of the colors are a little bit more textured than others. And when we're doing that foiling, there may not be a perfect image, but you do get an amazing with the two-tone. Two-tone also you can purchase in some variety pack colors. So through scrapbooking workshop kits or something, you might get 2 sheets of maybe 5 or 6 colors. Don't quote me on that, but it's a great way to kind of build a two-tone collection if you're interested. So I do like the two-tone because it's going to give me 2 colors with one. So I have 1/2 inch piece and I have 1/4 inch pieces. And I've kind of gone with yellows. So this is Cajun Craze. This is Golden Glow. And I'm going to come down a little bit lower. And the way I'm doing this is I have the dark side as the 1/2 inch, and then the 1/4 inch I have the light side. And let's see, what color is this one? That's a great question. Timid Tiger, perhaps? I'm not exactly sure. I believe this is Daffodil Delight. And then this should be Crushed Curry. So yellows and oranges, because I did the blues and the greens. And so I'm thinking this will be enough. It's a great way to use your scraps. This technique I'm doing, you can use with designer series paper. You can use with your regular cardstock, but I really like the look of the two-tone. I don't really know what order we're going to go with, but we will figure that out. We're going to scooch this over to the side. So what I have is a piece of white cardstock. And you could use white willow if you wanted. I think this is probably just regular white. And I want it to be, big enough that I'm going to be able to die cut this balloon. Then I have our adhesive sheet, which is cut just a tiny bit smaller. So you kind of get this border around. So look, there's a little coffee spill on there, but it's going to be just fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel this, and I'm going to make this whole piece a sticker by placing this on the back. And, cut it right and get the 1 sections at a time. Okay, so now I'm going to, it's kind of convenient. I think that works for the camera to have that little, I almost cut a new one and I was like, why? This one works just fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to alternate these colors on here. And I am going to be very brave. And I'm going to go ahead and peel this whole back up first. Do this. Always do this with your bone folder. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to get this and so let's see, can you see it's shiny? This is adhesive. And I'm going to take, this is you could do this like this way. I'm going to kind of do, I think, a little bit of a diagonal. So I'm just going to go in the middle here. And then I want the thin one to go right next to it. And I left a little gap, of course. And let's see here. Let's do this one. So if I I should have done that the first time. If you butt it up and then lay it flat, that works out usually pretty well. So I'm going to kind of put it on the end. Now you can get the same look by doing Tombow on the strips, your liquid glue, but then it will like ooze through and get, I think, kind of grody. Let's do the Cajun Craze. It would be very easy for me to do this with pinks or purples. But again, I wanted to, you know, change the color up for whatever your need is. Again, great, I think, great for a guide card. Now, you could be very random with this, but I'm going to repeat the pattern. Oop, look at that. You need the skinny one first. So you can kind of see why the two-tone really gives you this cool effect. Let's see then, Cajun Craze. The cats are very pixelated running around right now. Oops. And if it looks like I'm struggling with this, it's because I'm on the camera. Sorry for the bump. Let's see, that should be good enough, I think. So even though I didn't even use this color, kind of sad, but so again, think about doing this for designer series paper. And I'm just going to trim these ends just so it's going to be easier to fit through the machine. Doesn't need to be perfect because we are using the die cut. Now, if you wanted to be really perfect with it, you could do it and then use the negative. Like if you cut this a good size and continue to add, you could use the negative. I'm not doing that today. I will show you the negative. We'll pretend like there's... See, it would have been probably this one next, honestly. See? Look, now it looks full. But if you did this with the designer series paper, I highly, highly recommend that you use your scraps from the same pack of paper, because in that way that's going to give you that really nice color coordination, which is one of the amazing benefits of using Stampin' Up! Products. So I'm going to, underneath my table here, I'm going to run this through. I'm going to decide how I want this to go first. I think I like that. Do I have my tape up here? I do. Oops. And I'm just going to put that little post-it note tape, get it Amazon, just to, because that's how I want it to look. So we use that adhesive sheet just to get those little scraps of paper down. So if you were on your A game instead of your C game like I am this evening, you could have this cut down and do some kind of, you know, pop-up thing and use the negative. Where's a card base? Okay, you could stamp or whatever and do that. I'm just going to throw it, okay? It's okay. And if you just throw it, it is okay. It's just paper. Okay. So here's our cute balloon. That actually turned out really nice. I like how that looks. And I have just a regular white card base. And I pulled out crushed curry, which is this color, and the Cajun Craze. And I'm trying to decide what I think I'm going to do the sentiment and Cajun Craze, and I'm going to do, there is a tiny bit of the bright yellow, but I'm going to do crushed curry for the the streamer situation. It's so weird when I'm recording that my screen shuts off. It thinks I'm not doing anything, so I randomly have to turn it back on. I do love the little streamer. I am going to do some off. You can purchase grid sheets. I purchased a lot of these large ones when they went on retirement. But Stampin' Up! Does sell grid sheets. They can be used, like the back as well has the metric. But if you're using it just like I am, doesn't matter if it's metric or whatnot. Now notice I am doing two because I wanted to go completely across, and I'm trying to connect them, and I'm also trying just to scatter instead of going boop, 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 boop. Because it's a little, not quite as long, and then I just think it looks a little nicer to have that scattered pattern. I'm doing a lot here, but do as many or as little as you want. This will probably be the last one. And I am going to go ahead and pull the confetti stamp. I did kind of like that idea. Pull another block. And we'll have that ready to go. Now for my sentiment, I have, this is a 3/4 inch, because that is what my sentiment will fit on. So I've predetermined that. But you could do a punch, you could do whatever, depending on what happy birthday, or if you're using the, what is it, hip hip hooray that's in there, or celebrate, use a die, use whatever you want to do. Doing a little strip of paper, and what I'm going to do with a little snip action, is the easiest thing you can do. So I'm just going to cut the diagonal there, and I should have just, so that's what I'm doing. You could do a little banner if you want, whatever feels good for you. This is the easiest thing to do. I'm about easy today. I want this still. How did I do this inside? Did I really? There's no way I cleaned off in between these. Oh my gosh, that really needs cleaned. Shammy, shammy, shammy. What's that? Again, this is Cajun Craze. Is kind of this dark orangey, rusty color. Crushed Curry is like I love these two for fall. So now we're going to use dimensionals, put this on the card. And I'm going to figure out how I want that to go. Probably something like that. And I have little pieces of, what I need to do first is I have the little, this thing. The little highlight. And I could have made it into a sticker, but it's large enough so we can just do a little Tombow and put it on there. It adds a little something. And I do have a partial string. We're going to do that in a little bit though. Okay, now that that's on, I'm kind of down to the nubbins on these dimensionals, but it actually works out really well for this die cut since it's so big. I'm just going to use these end pieces. No dimension needed here, just a little bit of Tombow or tape. And then my little string guy, I'm going to put a little glue, and then we'll snip the end there. Could do a sticker, that would have been much easier. I'm feeling very brave today with this. And I am going to lay that flat on the card. I'll give it a second to kind of sit there. Ta-da! And then no card is complete without some bling. And I kind of went back and forth what to use. I have these, I was thinking maybe these black dots. Don't know if these are available. Go to your bling stash. You know, bling and guys, I think, is a little difficult. These are matte. The brown kind of goes. I think I'm just going to do the black ones. I don't know. Yep. No, we want you about there. How's that? That one's upside down. And there we go. Really not that long. You could definitely do this on a larger scale. So if you took your whole sheet of either you could do 12 by 12, you know, or figure out how many dies, you could get, and you could cut the strips from the full 12 by 12 sheet, and you could lay them on the 8.5 by 11, or maybe a 10 by 10, you know, cut down the white. You could do a different color in the background too, especially if you're not super good at getting everything butted up together. But it's a balloon festoon, which is a banner, if you didn't know. Ooh, that's just barely there. Watch for that. Just barely. I could... Oof. Don't try that at home. I did put a dimensional there. This is how I sneak dimensionals. I like the little paddle for it. So it's peeled off on both sides, and then I can kind of lift, press, and pull. There we go. I feel better about that. So there is your cute little balloon stripey card. And again, I really like how the light and the dark plays off each other as the stripes and the patterns go. So I hope that you, if you have adhesive sheets, that you give this a try. Again, you could do this with any die, squares, circles, whatever. But I do think it's kind of fun with the balloon. I even think it would look cute with one color and doing alternating. So you have like a striped, it's pinks or purples or the blues. I would have done more blues, but I didn't have as many blues. I don't have all of the two-tone colors to go along with the Stampin' Up! With, like I do the 8.5 by 11. I'm slowly building that collection up. I kind of wanted this, because this is the Golden Glow, and I kind of wanted this to be a little bit different, but it just kind of happened, because this is the Golden Glow here. So this is the Crushed Curry, kind of the center of the balloon. So I hope that you enjoyed this card, and that you give this technique a try with your adhesive sheets to give you that full adhesive surface to lay your little scraps down. I've done something like this before, but not just using that two-tone. It's usually been with designer series paper. So it is a really fun thing to do. And I hope that you come back next Tuesday, because I will be live, as long as everything goes as it should. And we'll kind of have another little scrap card to share, which I really like, and it's different. So I just really appreciate that. I don't know if there's any other announcements as far as Tuesday, but if there's anything, I will post any new information over on my Facebook page. And again, you can find that link in the description below, and you can follow me over there. And let's see, do not forget about the special that I'm doing on the Stamp Cut Emboss machine to celebrate the new hot foil system, and get that $20 in additional rewards as a gift for me and a thank you. Right now I'm giving the first 5 opportunities for that, and you do have to pay full price for the machine to be eligible to get that $20. So as I close out, and thank you all once again for being here, just as a reminder, for less than $1 you can send a smile. So send out a card this week, or 2 or 10. Hope you have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.